Hey everybody, this is Vril. Welcome back to Extended Timeline World War II. We are now up to January of 2064, so in the last episode we had the French colony of Antilles declare its war for independence, and the Germans and the Italians were on the side of the Antilles. The French were allied with the Soviet Union, however the Germans and the Italians were too much for the French and the Soviets, so the Germans gained a couple provinces on the border here with France. The Italians did the same. And the Germans also gained a province here against the Soviet Union. Over in the east, we had another war between, so the Japanese, New Zealand, and Portugal declared another war against the Netherlands, and they won that war. New Zealand was able to take all of New Guinea here. The Portuguese and the Japanese gained a couple more islands here in Indonesia. Over in Central America, we had a war between Panama and Guatemala. Panama won that war, so Guatemala's completely gone once again. Then we had a war between Mauritania and Spain. Mauritania wanted Spanish West Africa, however they failed in that bid, and Spain ended up taking a little bit more of Mauritania. So that leaves us with the armies here. We've got the Chinese, followed by the USA, Soviet Union, Germany, and Japan. The Italians are pretty low on manpower. Turkey and Argentina also very low on manpower. But there isn't all that much going on in terms of wars in the world. We have a Mali change of government in Mauritania. So Mali with the Italians. So I was mentioning them. Liberia against Mauritania, Niger, and Nigeria. So we'll see if we can get some time progressing in this. And I'll have a look at our war here. So it was, like I said, Mali against Mauritania with the help of the Italians. Italian Somaliland is still a colony of Italy. Don't have all that many colonies at this point. Spanish West Africa is kind of one of them. We had the Italian Somaliland, another one. Going down here, somebody did mention that they wanted to have a look at the religion map here. Not much is going to change in this. I guess we have some irreligious areas popping up, but a lot of the world will be changing over to secular. It usually happens in the extended timeline. So as the world progresses here, and we'll keep an eye on if any other wars fire off. Guess we have another Brazilian-Peruvian nationalist war. So Brazil, Peru, Dominican Republic has been an ally of Peru for quite a while. The Brazilians taking out one of the Peruvian armies there, although Peru does have a very large army. I thought maybe they've been downsizing slightly since Venezuela got their territory back. They did have pretty good generals. Here, actually, a 53k stack, 27k stack, so they might be able to repel the Brazilians there. The Brazilians don't have any German help. They previously had German help, and we've also got a war between the Soviets and Moldavia here, so that will probably be very, very quick with a 20k stack here in Moldavia, and the Soviets will be very happy to take that. So we've got Mali in Niger, or Mali against Mauritania and Niger. I would say that Mali is probably going to be gaining some territory from both of these. Mauritania is going to be a little bit smaller here shortly, I would suspect. Okay, I was just checking to see if the Peruvians might have actually faced off against the Brazilians here, but it does not look like that has happened yet. We do have the Dominican stack over here on the side of the Peruvians. So they are sieging out. Dominicans, no leader on that army at this point. So we will see what happens between these guys. The Brazilians, not very good generals. They're also having some particularist problems here as well, so that could go well for the Peruvians there. So here we go. The Soviets completely going to siege out Moldavia here. I want to say Moldova, but it's not Moldova, it's Moldavia. Okay, the Peruvians are actually sieging out. Okay, the Brazilians just won a battle there. And they're actually doing a forced march. I haven't really seen all that much forced marches in this series, but I guess they felt the need to do that. We've got a Cameroonian change of government in Yao here. This is... I'm pretty sure that sparked off because of... there was that Croatian war against Cameroon, I think it was, and forced them to release Yao, but it looks like that's not going to last for very much longer. We've got the Mali sieging out a lot of areas in Mauritania and Nigeria. Heading back over to South America. The Brazilians have moved both of their armies next to each other, so I don't think that the... Although, I guess the Peruvians might be able to... If they can siege out enough, then they should be able to just like get the war exhaustion and force the Brazilians here to peace out, although war score is going on the side. So we also have another Spanish West African war for... This is a war for independence. So the Italians helping out the Spanish West Africans. That's not a very good ally, because the Italians were very low in manpower, I think, at the beginning of this. Okay, we have a Guinean reconquest against Niger, so a lot going on. A little bit confusing, all this stuff going on here between Spanish West Africa war for independence. We've got this Mali against Mauritania thing going on here, so slightly confusing. So we've got Cameroon. Okay, so Mali just took over Mauritania, actually, is what that was. All of it, or nope, there's a little bit, just a couple provinces there. So they took a large chunk there. Just want to check. So yeah, Moldavia is completely gone as well. And back over to South America to watch what's going on. We've also got a Bulgarian conquest against Hungary. I wanted to say Hungary, but Hungary and Albania. So let's check out what this is. Yeah, I would say that the Bulgarians have a very, very large army. Who's on whose side? So Croatia is on the side of Bulgaria here. So yeah, they're going to be taking quite a bit, I would think. We'll see if somebody declares war on them at some point. I was watching, thought maybe there was some action going on with Germany there, but apparently not. Okay, and we've got that Peruvian nationalist war, Portuguese war here in, this has got to be in India. Okay, so a lot of that going on, just like one province kind of things going on in there in India, but we'll focus on what's going on between Bulgaria and Albania here. So we'll see if Bulgaria takes parts of Hungary, or do they take parts of Albania? They seem to be focusing on Hungary at the moment. Romania's really been chopped down to size recently. They were growing pretty large at one point in time. Spanish West African War for Independence is going positive for them because Spain has no allies. Speaking of allies, I wanted to check I actually thought that Wales had an ally in France, or in Spain at one point in time, but does not appear to be so anymore, so I wouldn't be surprised if the British declare war on them and just try to take their land. We've got some Greek revolutionaries rising up, and we've got the Bulgarians have taken... What did they take? taken some of Hungary, leaving it as just one province here, so you can see the territory that they used to have, and you can see the territory that Albania used to have as well. So they didn't take any of Albania, surprisingly enough. Our war between Brazil and Peru is still going on, and actually we've got Peru's... I was thinking they're probably going to win this, but just watching the morale go down. It's going to be very close because they have a terrain and crossing penalty, and they pulled that one off. So yeah, looks like Spanish West Africa might be gaining its independence here shortly, and we've got a Botswana war against Angola. Just a little war there. No allies involved at the moment. Yeah, Botswana is becoming the powerhouse in Africa. Cameroon's did a pretty good job for a while, but they've kind of lost out recently. They did take Yao earlier, as I figured they would. Mali is very, very large at this point. See, Niger... All these guys have claims on each other's territory because they've been back and forth a lot. We've got the Italians sieging out areas of Spain for the Spanish West Africans here. Spanish West Africa sieged out some areas of, I guess, what would be Spain. Check on that Botswana. That should probably go pretty quickly, and I suspect Botswana is going to take all of Angola. Maybe they'll leave one province if they do. So yeah, the Brazilians look like they are beating the Peruvians in a naval battle there. Dominican Republic, actually very large army here. Okay, so actually I was going to mention that the Haitians are back. This was the Antilles colony here, and as soon as they gained their independence, Haiti, they changed the name to Haiti, so that's where the Haitians have moved to now. So little, I know some of you guys were saying how you like how these countries don't even have their territory anymore, so yeah, that's been part of what's been fun in this series, like how the Netherlands, I mean, that was part of their territory at the start, but they've completely lost their mainland. Belgium for a little while didn't exist, it came back now. Bulgaria is growing ever larger here. I'm wondering if Spanish West Africa will actually get a name, or will it be like not Italian Somaliland, but British Somaliland that gained its independence yet still held on to its name of British Somaliland? Unlike, say, Botswana that was Cape Colony and then it became Botswana when it gained its independence. How's this? Yeah, Brazilian war is not going well for them. Looks like that Angolan war ended as well. We have a Zambian, Belgian... So Zambia against Belgium and Poland. That's kind of a weird one. We probably got a little bit... Okay, yeah, the Angola lost other than maybe 2 or 3 provinces. And yeah, we have a little bit of Belgium here still left. This might be... Yeah, Poland's not going to be able to really help out, I don't think, anyway. Zambia's landlocked, they'll need some military access. And the Italians are... Looks like they're destroying the Spanish here in the Iberian Peninsula. I would think that the Peruvians might be able to gain some territory back from the Brazilians in this. They need to move on down and siege out some more, but between the Dominicans do have a 55k stack for the Brazilians. So the Brazilians probably had another 45k stack, so could be an issue. Panama, even though they're pretty small, has relatively decent size army. Saw that Mexican flag for a moment, I thought it was the Italians. Argentinians hold on to the Falkland Islands. Still. Wondering if the Italians will gain some territory from this, so they're being very helpful in this whole thing. Where would do they border anything that the Spanish have? It does not look like it. Does not look like it. But yeah, the Spanish had some decent leaders, but for the most part, I think they were... their army was not in all that good of shape either. Although they've held on to their colonies through this series, haven't had that many... Did we just get this war just finish off? I think it did, because we've got a... Yes, so unless this is going to change in a moment, it's going to be called Spanish West Africa, but we've got independent Catalonia. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. That's funny. Well, I do think wasn't there a vote in, I don't know if it was Catalonia, but someplace in Spain was having an independence vote at some point in time. Recently, I thought I read anyway, or similar to the Scottish independence vote. Let's see, anything else? We've got still have these Greek revolutionaries here, but we've got Zambia against the Belgians here. They've probably sieged out all that they can. They kind of need to get that war score up. They're going to need to actually move to Europe, into Poland, or actually into Belgium. This Polish army does seem like it was just in a battle or something, or it's rebuilding its army. They're just completely landlocked, though. And some military access through there to... So yeah, I would figure that now that Spanish West Africa is independent, that we'd probably get another war with them, with Mali or somebody else, Algeria maybe. Looks like we've got a little bit of Spain still here in Africa. Looks like, maybe I mentioned this already, but it looks like Gibraltar, that could have possibly been in this last war, that Gibraltar was handed back to the British. Once again, I know that these Spanish had taken it at one point earlier. You knock up our speed up to 4. I mean, there's not too much going on, so let's try to get up as much time as we can. Do have a British change of government in Tibet, between Congo and Tibet. It's not going to be very much going on here. I'm surprised that the Chinese didn't try to declare that war earlier than they did. We're calling this Taiwan is apparently called. I'm looking at this Chinese Taiwan. Okay. And we have a Saudi Arabian Iraqi nationalist war. Let's check that out. Surprised that the Iraqis don't have any allies. This certainly will be won by the Saudis. They did have all of Iraq at one point in time, but then I think Iran warred with the Saudis and released it back, but I'm not 100% sure how that exactly happened. But I do know that the Saudis at one point did have all of Iraq. So we've got some Omani pretender rebels as well. Alright, well, it does look like we're out of time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and please consider hitting the like button if you did, as it really helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.